Hey guys, welcome back to the Rare and Sleeveless YouTube channel. We just came back from the One Piece Vegas regional, and if you guys don't know who we are, I'm Z-Kun.
I'm Conair.
And I'm Brandon.
What the? You gonna say your name? Not your username? Are these usernames? Or
I always
No,
say Brandon.
whatever you want to use.
I always say
You
Brandon.
can say whatever you want, realistically. Anyways, so everyone knows what Brandon. Let's start off with you. What'd you play for Vegas?
I played Green Purple Luffy because it's the best deck in OP11.
It was the best deck, right? You went 10-0.
10-0 and Swiss day one.
Hell yeah!
I got cooked day two.
Unfortunate. We'll talk about that later. Conair?
I went against the grain and played up Luffy. I tried to high roll my way to victory, and it did not pan out as I wanted.
And if you guys don't know, I played an L. I also tried, playing against other people. Realistically, I just want to play against Blvds. I saw 0, and I low rolled really hard. I lost to a Shanks round 6 X1. Since we're back from Vegas, do you guys have any other than Brandon? We know you went 10-0. Do you have any other highlight moments from the whole trip?
Besides One Piece, the biggest highlight was Chubby Cattle in Las Vegas.
Ooh,
Best meat ever.
Wagyu, all you can eat Wagyu.
That is true. I would agree with that. That was some amazing meat. If you guys haven't been there, please check out Chubby Cattle. Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. That's crazy.
Okay, how about you, Eric?
I thought it was cool just being around like 1,000 people, all trying to win, and just meeting new people and being able to play at a high competitive level. It was really fun to. It's fun to play those bigger events. I think that it makes a lot of people more competitive, and you're playing at your best, or at least trying to. And I think that's really what it's all about. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, one of my highlight moments as well was that I saw people. I never did a face reveal until recently, and a lot of people knew who I was, and they came up and were like, "Oh, can you sign this for me?" And I was like, "What the? You guys want me to sign cards? I'm just a regular guy who just plays One Piece." When we were there, do you guys have anything you guys do for like the events? Do you guys have any rituals you guys perform, or how do you guys prepare for your events? And did you feel prepared, or did you feel unprepared for Vegas?
You want to go first?
I'll say that with my deck, I felt against the rest of the meta, I felt pretty ready. Usually, before every regionals, I write down like spreadsheets for myself. I go down through like every deck in the format, and I say I want to go first or second, and that's the first part. And then I put like little key points under each deck, like their most broken cards. I always remember those cards. So just little things that I always check on during rounds too. So it's a little bit like a little cheat sheet for me that I develop myself. So that's how I usually prepare for regionals.
For me, I spiral until I crash out, and I try to figure out what deck to run. I submitted probably 10 decks over the course of the night before. It was not good. Ended up with up Luffy, just saying, if everything goes to plan, I find my cards that I need, then I win every matchup. But spoiler, that didn't happen. I think that a big preparation for me is more how I feel into every matchup, like Brandon was saying, knowing what my deck can do, what it can't do, what decks I need to be prepared to play against. And I always eat a big breakfast before the tournament, like the morning of. I think that that's really important because if you go into 1,000-person tournament, you're going probably like 9+ rounds. In this case, it was 10. And so being able to not be hungry by round 3 is really important because it's a very mentally draining and physically draining event. All these regionals are. And I think that just having one energy bar or whatever on you is protein bar, and then having a big breakfast will help sustain you throughout the event. So that's kind of like what I do to prepare. And aside from the deck choices, I felt okay going into it. It probably wasn't the best ever that I felt, but it's kind of like a jungle format right now where any deck can really find success. So that kind of was playing a lot into my deck choice and maybe the anxiety leading up to that for me personally.
I want to elaborate with what you said. And I wanted to ask you another question before I move on to myself. What other decks were in your rotation that you wanted to? What were some of the ideas? I know some ideas that I was hearing on the car ride up here. But
yeah. We were going through it. So we went from up Luffy to purple Luffy to Bonnie, which was just not even in the realm of possibilities for me, but in fact, looking back in hindsight, should have been my choice. And then we went to green red smoker, and then we went back to Ploofy, and we ended up back on up Luffy. So it was just, you should have saw these guys. The solid hour leading up to cutoff for deck submission, I was just like, should I run this? And then I just like change up a deck and submit it again. And then I'm like, what about this? And I resubmit the deck again. And so that was just 2 hours of stress. Yeah, that was.
I know when you were driving up there, you're like, you have these cards? I was like, I can find them.
Yeah. We started doing we started phoning a friend and seeing who had cards on them to make these random decks that I was thinking of. Oh, it was not good.
Yeah.
But
you're like, I need Bonnie cards. I was like, I got you some Bonnie cards, I guess. And I got them. I bring them to the hotel. He goes, I don't need these anymore. I'm on up Luffy. And I was like, what? Why did I bring these cards?
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
For me, realistically, I just before the event, like 2 weeks prior, I just play so much One Piece. I'm like just grinding One Piece all day. Go to as many locals as I can. Play on Sim. I'm testing every tech card that could work because I guess I'm a rogue player. I like to play niche random cards that I think are good, and I thought my strategy of Starvanel was good enough into most decks minus up Luffy, and if it was up Luffy, I just pray that they low roll and I high roll with just my triggers and stuff, and that did not go well, especially the Shanks game. I was X1 and I lost to Shanks, and I just didn't know. So I guess I didn't feel as prepared, but I was like, how can you anticipate the meta? Like we said, the meta is very open. So I was expecting some Blvds. I saw 0. I also need to practice on some die rolls because I won 2 out of 10. And how do I win those? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Did you guys have any matches when you guys were playing in the tournament? Anything that stood out to you guys that like you just remembered? For me, obviously, it's a Shanks game. Like X1 losing to Shanks, I was like, no one else is. Why did I low roll? How about you, Eric?
I think one crazy match that I had that really stumped me was that I ran into a Bonnie. Because the first thing I was thinking was I should have been playing Bonnie. But then when I finally played this Bonnie player, they played a Zoro on curve on me, and it was just over after that. And it was just like, that could be me. I could have been that person. So I think that was just like a turning point for me. So now I'm just hard playing Bonnie. But it was like, I cannot believe I'm playing a Bonnie. Like, I didn't think anybody was going to bring Bonnie. Lo and behold, there were like 4 or something in top 8 or something like that. And I was like, all I said was, I knew it. I knew it.
I think for me, it was round 1, actually. I played against Buggy, and I actually didn't test that much at all against Buggy, so I'm like, I know what he does, sort of, but I read like most of his cards too, just make sure you're doing everything right. And that deck's super scary because after that match, I had to like lock in because I think like that match was super close, so it could have gone either way, honestly. So I feel like that match was memorable to me because that basically set the pace for me that day. Because if that game was like, if I lost, I think I'd be pretty sad. It's always rough losing the first game, but if you win the first game, it's pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
You're pretty chill about it. But first round loss is pretty rough.
I remember another match you were talking about, Eric, about like you were playing against Lucci and he had the 10-drop Kuzan, and you're like, I just got to look for my red rock, and then
oh man,
it was
that was another match I played against. And I don't know what round it was, but it was pretty late. We were both X2, and I was playing against the second place Nationals guy. I think his name, oh gosh. His name started with a K, but I forget. Anyways, we were playing against each other, and I was just praying that he didn't drop 10-drop Kuzan against me. I was playing up Luffy, because then he'll remove my board every turn. So he drops a 10-drop Kuzan, and I'm like guarding. I'm down to 1 life, guarding it with everything I have all the time. And every time I'm stacking, I'm looking for my red rock to get rid of that Kuzan. And then he drops a second one, and I was like, well, this is just over. And on my last search, I look and I notice the 5 cards that I got, I've already seen before. So the whole time, I'm protecting this last life so that he doesn't just slam 20 Dawn into me. The last life was Red Rock. So here I am just holding off, protecting it. And then the last life, the card I needed, was just sitting there face down. So that was it. It was over. The tournament was over for me.
It was so funny.
It was
a crash out for sure. And then for me, I remember playing into like a red-green smoker. Well, other than the Shakes game, the red-green smoker, this guy played 4 searchers, whiffed on 2, and I was like, all right, this is a free match for me. And then he played Hody Jones. I was starving him, so I didn't swing. He played Hody Jones into Kid, and I just didn't have an answer for both of them. And then he just killed me, and I was like, oh, I'm dead. Yeah. I know, Brandon, you didn't play a side event, right? Because you were...
No side events.
So if you don't know, when you go to events, there's also side events that you can play if you don't get into the main event. A lot of people try to get into the main event, and our friend Nick, he got into the side event. He did really well. He got himself a Nami as well. But did you play any? We played into the same side event,
Yeah,
right?
we played into... they're like 64-man pods that you can play side events for, and you win... prized wall tickets, where if you accumulate enough of those, you can get like winner cards essentially. So I think we did that and pooled it and got some extra prizing from the side events. Those are fun too, because it's a lot of people who don't do well in this main event and want basically a second shot. And so you get to play in those side events, which offer you another opportunity to get kind of like a consolation prize. So that's pretty fun.
Yeah, and realistically, there's nothing like on the second day. There wasn't anything crazy for the side event for prizing because you had to play all day and we were behind ticket wise, and like all the good prizes were just gone because if you're not in the main event, you're just grinding side event points for like top 16 Zoros and stuff. So the whole event's over. We had a couple weeks to like regain and collect our thoughts. We'll start off with Brandon. Would you do anything else? Would you redo anything?
Probably redo on day 2. On my first, I only played the first match for top 32, and our first game lasted 40 minutes. So honestly, the thing is, I didn't even notice either. So we were just lost in the sauce. Me and my opponent. When we finished the game, we looked it over. It's like 20 minutes left for 2 games, but luckily, what I would have done different was probably, it's lock or remember that time is going, and be sure to keep checking time, because I don't even think I checked time the whole first game.
Yeah. And
I just lost track of that. And I think that played a big factor in how I played the last 2 games, because it's a very specific matchup against Blvd. Like I actually like to just hard starve them. So that's why the first game was kind of long. So the 2 other games that we had to play, I had to just race him the whole time. So I'm basically just playing into his game, I feel like.
Yeah.
But yeah.
For me, I would have played Bonnie.
Oh, for sure.
It was not. I mean, the deck choice is good. Like, if you get all the cards you need in Up Luffy, you'll beat any deck in the room, which is super true. But you also have to be rolling high and find those cards at the right time. So I think that I just wanted to roll the dice and see where it landed for me. But I think that if I went with a comfort pick, I would have probably did pretty well. I think the guys who topped with Bonnie, while they're very good players, the game plan with Bonnie is pretty straightforward, and I think that if I just played to my strengths there, then I would have found a little more success. So I think the deck choice was really the issue for me.
And for me, honestly, I just got to learn how to win some die rolls. Out of 10 rounds, I only won 2. And what am I supposed to do? That is essentially what I would like to redo for the Vegas. My 50 probably could change a little bit, but I was confident with my deck. And did you guys like your 50? Like, obviously you didn't like your 50 at all, but did you like your 50 card?
I like my 50.
You like your 50?
I think it's the best 50 in OP11. I'll say that.
I'd change all 50.
Change all 51, dude. All 51. I assume we're all going to Dallas, right? So what are we going to learn, or what are we going to do differently for Dallas? You guys have a deck you guys have in mind? You guys have any secret techs you want to leak out to the camera, to the viewers to know?
What I learned? Probably play UB Luffy for OP12. Because GP Luffy, I don't think he can win anymore. Especially in the meta. It's going to be a different meta in OP12. So
Yeah.
I would say, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say that.
I haven't done too much OP12 testing yet. I'm really interested in Zoro. That's showing a lot of results in Asia, and it's green, so I like that. But I think something to do differently would be to go with what you're most comfortable with, because you'd rather play a deck that you know how to pilot in and out with all the different use cases, rather than playing a deck that you're less familiar with, even though it may be BDIF or not, and then misplay because you don't have the reps in that you do with a deck that you do know how to play. So that's definitely something where I went against my own mantra. So I think that picking a deck that you're really comfortable with and navigating, because you're so comfortable with it, you know how to navigate the bad matchups too. And so I think that would have been something that I'd do for next time.
Yeah, same. I probably would just be more comfortable with my deck. I might be taking an L. I'm also testing other decks to see if they're as good, but realistically, they're not doing too hot in my testing on Sim. It's just very, very rough. Yeah, and then after the event was over, we went to Chubby Cattle. Is there any other places that you guys went to after? Any places you guys do for fun? You guys go exploring? I know we had a long day on Saturday.
I think we spent, after the tourney was over and Brandon was undefeated in Swiss, we wanted to go celebrate, so we ate at Chubby Cattle, which was delicious. And that put us out because we were just stuffed with meat at that point.
We waited 2 hours too, so 10-day of how long was it? 10 hours of playing.
Yeah.
We woke up 2 hours early just to prep to eat and get there, and that was 12 hours, and then 2 more hours of waiting. And we
were wiped after day one, so definitely try to sleep better, especially Brandon, for the next day, and then woke up really early to go because he had to go play in top 32, and then we played side events, so there was just a lot of different things we were doing on day two. Not much extra. We were there for business.
Yeah, pretty much left right after day two. After I lost, I was like, all right, let's just go home, dude.
And then
good.
For me, I stayed. So I thought booking a flight at 10 p.m. was a good idea, so I can just hang out in Vegas for a little bit. It was the worst idea. Don't ever do that. You should book your flight at 7, and it'll be fine. But after they left at noon, I was just hanging out at the venue till 2 o'clock, and then I went to this the all-you-can-eat seafood place. What was it called? It's called I keep mixing it up with the other place.
Crab and Spice.
Crab and Spice, and that was amazing. And I don't like seafood boil as much, but it's all you can eat, and I was willing to give it a shot. I ate a lot of shrimp, but their wings, lemon pepper wings, fire. And sorry, side note. But yeah, and then would you give any advice to people who are new into One Piece and trying to be more competitive? If I'm a new viewer and I'm watching you guys, I'm like, damn, what do I do? How do I get to regionals? What should I do? Any tips that you would recommend for them?
Probably the number one tip, if you're going to your first regional, play out the whole regional. Don't quit, because the big thing is being able to play out through the whole regional. So if you're just used to just dropping X3 or fourth round, you're not used to playing late, so you should just stick it out. So you're just used to it.
Yeah, worst case is you get some more prizing.
Yeah.
I would say in addition to that, practicing different matchups intentionally, even ones that you don't want to play. That's really important to being well-rounded with the deck that you're going to bring. And also what Brandon was saying is really you don't know how long 10 rounds is until you actually do it. So I think that's something that you need to experience if you're looking to play multiple regionals in the future. Definitely sticking it out, seeing how you last 10 hours, what you need for the next time that you're doing a 10-hour, 10-round regional. and just being able to have that endurance for the long run.
I do like to add that I am thankful for our store, Rare and Seedless, because normally on a weekday, after a long day of work, we have 5 round locals. So that's half a regional. So imagine just working and then playing One Piece for a few hours. And imagine that for just being your whole day. Another thing I would recommend, and we were talked about it earlier, is remember to eat food and prepare yourself for the whole day. Because if you don't eat breakfast and you play 10 rounds, you'll feel the hunger, you'll feel the fatigue, you'll feel just like your brain just doesn't work, right? So I would just recommend literally just make sure you pack a lot of snacks, make sure you have like a big breakfast, drink a lot of water, because it's, even though it's about the game, it's about how long and how equipped you are to outlasting your opponents, outlasting people who are not eating, what gives you the advantage. So yeah. And then what's next for us? Honestly, we're kind of on an off season. The next event we're all going to is Vegas, right?
Nats.
Oh, Nats. Sorry, Nationals. Going to Dallas. Whoopsies.
Yeah,
We're
we
going
got
to
Dallas in September. And then there's like more local events that give people opportunities for more competitive things like the 2v2s and just other local events. Like try to spam those to get more into the competitive environment.
All right. I just want to give a quick shout out to Rare and Sleeveless, our sponsor, for helping us, taking us out to Vegas, making sure we're well equipped for the tournament. Got us everything we needed for the thing. Yeah. You guys, any other shout outs? Any other things you guys want to do?
Shout out everyone in San Diego that also came to Vegas. It's really cool seeing the locals at events. I think that's another fun thing to see. When you go to visit bigger events, you get to see your locals and people you hang out with at your card shop also play at the regionals, so it's kind of cool. But shout out also the people that we test with in our fan group. They helped us a lot, and yeah.
Ditto.
Thank you guys for watching.
Like and subscribe.
And please follow us to watch our next videos.
Brandon, everyone wants to know, in Swiss, in the last round, when you activated Gum Gum Giant. That's right.